Hello, Dimash dears. How's everybody doing today? Great to see you back on my channel because we're going to do some more Dimash right now. Now, the last Dimash reaction that I did just a few days ago, or maybe just a couple of days ago, actually, but I got a super thanks from a Linda Jones 6251. So thank you, Linda. And basically, she just she just said, thanks for continuing your journey with Dimash. Always enjoy your reaction. So thank you so much. And, she's a fellow American, and so she's not quite sure where, but hugs to you from South Florida. And so I asked her, I was like, well, I mean, because she didn't give a request, she just wanted to support the channel, and I humbly appreciate that. And because I appreciate that, I'm like, okay, so what should I do next? So she gave me a recommendation. She did mention Econide performed for the 2019 Tokyo Jazz Festival. Now, I did do that one a while ago, maybe like some months ago, and there were some copyright issues on YouTube with that, so it is up on my Patreon, in my, what do you call it, like block videos, exclusive bonus content, so that is up on my Patreon, but she did mention a music video called Love Is Not Over Yet, so I was like, "Oh, well, I don't think I've heard that one, so let's do that one." So I got it pulled up. There we go. So we got a full screen. All right. So I'm not quite sure exactly what this is about. So I'm going into this blind. So let's go. Is that supposed to be him when he was younger? I love when his videos are like little mini movies, you know? The cinematography is very well done. Very well done. Ooh, okay. Wow. Oh, uh-oh.
Gone is the spring and the long summer days. Cold has set in now that you've gone away. Retracing my steps, wondering where I went wrong. I'm haunted by the words I didn't say.
Ooh, there's a lot going on here. So, first of all, bullies are so stupid. Bullies are just insecure losers, because they always want to pick on somebody that really has more talent than they do, right? They ripped up the drawing only because guess what? They don't know how to draw. But anyways, going back to the young man. So, I guess you could say this is like love at first sight, right? Like when he saw the young girl on the bus and then saw her in the classroom. So I'm assuming that this story is going to go into adulthood. So I'm assuming that this may be like, picturing him or a version of him, like maybe not necessarily like an autobiographical situation, but now, vocally wise, I love how he's, of course, starting off gentle, starting off in a lot of breathy tones and getting into his, just in like his head voice, a little bit mixed. And yeah, the tone is just very, almost like melancholic a little bit.
Cold has set in now that you've gone away.
I like that song lyric. I'm haunted by the words I didn't say. You know, I think we've all had like someone or maybe more than one person that we think back on like 10, 20, 30 years ago or whatever, you know, um, where history, our personal history would have been so much different if we would have just said something, you know, if we would have just maybe revealed our emotions. And looking back, you think to yourself, it would not have, more than likely, it would not have turned out bad. But for whatever reason, I didn't say this, you know. So um, even though like I don't get like into love songs and stuff like that because I've never been in love ever, but that I can comprehend. I mean, I've had crushes and stuff like that, like in the past, but um, yeah, I've never been in a relationship with anyone before, so I don't know what it's like to like miss someone because I've never actually been in a relationship to miss someone. Um, but that's a very interesting song, lyric.
I went wrong. I'm haunted by the words I didn't say. Searching for light, only shadows remain. Day fades to night, nothing eases the pain. I loved you like fire, but I buried the flames. I never had the courage to explain.
Okay, so there's a lot going on. I got sucked into the story here, and so I really wasn't even paying attention to what Dimash was saying. So I need to go back. But I really loved the fact that, you know, he stood up for her. And even though it didn't necessarily work out in the sense of him actually being like her savior, but, you know, in this instance, it really was the thought that count, you know? And he put himself out there and she saw it and she's basically telling the bullies to go away. But now that's the storyline in the video. But I need to kind of go back and just get what Dimash is saying here.
Only shadows remain. Day fades to night, nothing eases the pain.
Interesting. He's on a plane right now and there's a storm outside. So is that part of the story? Like is this like a love story where it ends up like being a loss, if you know what I mean? And maybe her memory is the pain that'll never cease. I'm just trying to figure this out as I go along. So I'm not saying that that's what's going on. So I'm going to continue going on.
I loved you like fire, but I buried the flames. I never had the courage to explain. Each time I close my eyes, I think you're here with me. I will give it all to hold you near to me. And you're always just beyond my reach. But how my arms are aching to embrace you, to gather you inside them and erase all the hurt, the regret for our son hasn't said. I believe love's not over yet. Give me your hand and
I love that line, "For our sun hasn't set." In other words, um, their time hasn't expired yet, their story hasn't finished. Their sun hasn't set. That's how I'm interpreting it. I'm not quite sure if that's what he meant, but that's what I'm thinking in my mind. But interesting the storyline here. So I don't know if he's not able to come home to his family because of work. I'm trying to figure this out.
I believe love's not over yet. Will this be our story's ending? Or is it a new beginning? I could be your prince, your hero, your romance. You hold our destiny inside your hands. Each time I close my eyes, I see you here with me. I would give it all to hold you near to me. Yet you always just beyond my reach. But how my arms are hanging to embrace you together inside the materials of their hearts. Their regret for sun hasn't set. I believe love's not over.
Okay, there was no way I was going to pause it anymore. Wow, that was intense. So now that said, obviously the end of part one. That was a year ago. So was part two ever released? Um, there was so much going on that it was impossible for me to like comment on everything. Um, the one thing you guys know I know is his capabilities and abilities vocally. You guys know that I already know that. But I did get kind of drawn into the story, you know? Um, hmm. What happens if I click on that link? Okay, so that's for like the song. Um, Love's Not Over Yet. End of part one. Oh, how many parts are there to this? Okay, listen, guys, I got to go on a little venture here. Let me just go onto his. Um, Let me see. So that was like a whole year ago, right? Okay, so hold on a second. Oh, I went too far. Um, Where is it at? Where is it at? Okay. Oh, this is Love's Not Over Yet announcement. Okay, let's watch this for a minute.
Dear friends, my beloved dears, today, January 30th, is our shared celebration. It has been 8 years since we began this journey together, starting from that memorable day, 2017, when I first addressed you as my dears. Over the years, we have traveled too many cities and countries together, from Kazakhstan to Asia, America, and Europe, through my concert tours. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your interest in my music and for believing in what we can achieve together. From the bottom of my heart, I congratulate you on this special day. I look forward to seeing you at my upcoming concerts and performances. And today, in honor of our celebration, I am delighted to announce an exciting new release. On March 7, we will present a song created by an international team of songwriters under the leadership of the world-renowned composer and producer Walter Afanasieff. This new piece, Love Is Not Over Yet. I hope you will love it. Thank you for everything. Love you very much.
Okay, you know why I love that? And it's just another reason to love Dimash, because Dimash seriously loves his fans. He loves his dears. He is just as loyal to them as, they are to him. And just the fact that he would take the time to make a like just less than 2 minute message for all the deers, specifically to the deers, um, just goes to show how much he actually like legitimately cares. And he's saying thank you. He's appreciative. He truly is just a very rare artist, right? Um, and more artists well, yeah, more artists in the entertainment industry need to do stuff like this. Just make I mean, how many people have like Instagram? Everybody has an Instagram account or a TikTok account. Why can't an artist pick up a camera and just for 30 seconds just say, hey, I was thinking about all my fans. I just want to say I love you guys. Thank you for getting me to where I am. I hope you've been enjoying, this and that and blah, blah, blah. But more people, more stars need to do that for their fans. So that's awesome that Dimash did that. But anyways, going back to the Love's Not Over Yet. So this was the official music video as we saw. Now at the end of it, it said the end of part 1. Now, I don't know if that was just to be dramatic or if there is actually like a second part to that. So I'm just going to look real quickly. Oh, here's a short film. Wait a minute. I may have seen this one, but I'm not quite sure. Um, okay, I did Fire. So, by the way, it'll be in my Dimash reactions playlist. I did do a reaction to Fire. And just the other day, I did the reaction to this one, which somebody showed me how to pronounce it and I already forgot. So I'm not going to attempt it, but this one right here. Let me see. Oh, When I've Got You Live. I haven't done that one. I've seen the music video to that one before, but I haven't seen it live. So if you guys want me to do that live, that'll be awesome. But you know what? as far as Love's Not Over Yet, I think this is just what I'm thinking. It may not be the case, but you guys can let me know. But I'm thinking I think it's to fulfill the title, Love's Not Over Yet. So maybe leaving it up to the imagination. I'm not quite sure. Now, it never. Okay, so here's the thing. His little girl's backpack is here with her teddy bear, right? Um, it looked and appeared like the plane was definitely going down, right? It definitely looks like the plane is going down. The phone, her phone was probably on airplane mode, and so when she texted "I love you" while this was going on, it didn't get through until like he was in the car. See? Now it went through. And then they show him. Okay, so my bad. I just said that that it went through when he was in the car. No, he's not in the car. So he must be either in his hotel room or something, and he gets that text. But if the plane crashed, he's probably on his way there, maybe to the site to see if there are any survivors, or I'm not quite sure. I mean, look at the look on his face. It almost looked like anger just now. Like right there. It's very intense. Maybe he's trying to call back and he's not getting the response. Ugh. So you know what? I'm wondering. And I think that they're leaving it like this for your imagination. Like, I don't think he's like actually making like a second video for this as a continuance. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comment section. And it's interesting because in the song, he was talking about having regret. And I'll never be afraid to let it show. Each time I close my eyes, I see you here with me. I would give it all to hold you near to me. Yet you're always just beyond my reach. But how my arms are aching to embrace you, to gather you inside them and erase all the hurt and the regret. For our sun hasn't set. So, like in the video, the story that's being told in the video, and this is just what I'm thinking, is that he's probably angry at himself. He's probably feeling the regret because they were I'm assuming that it was his birthday and they were making a cake for him. They called to see if he was coming home. And yeah. Let's see this real quickly.
Never be afraid to let it show.
So I'm assuming like it's his birthday. See, I'm busy with the cake for dad. I'm assuming it's his birthday. They're getting everything ready for him, but then he calls and says that he's not going to be able to make it. And because of that, I guess they get the idea, let's go surprise dad and we'll take a plane and go see him.
Each time I close my eyes, I see you here with me. I will give it all to hold you near to me, yet you're always just beyond my reach. But how my arms are hanging to embrace you, together you inside them and the rest.
Yeah, see, his little girl is like, but what about our surprise? So I'm wondering if they're like, well, why don't we be the surprise and let's go see daddy?
The hurt, the regret for some hearts sincere. I believe love's not over yet.
Now they're going to the airport.
Will this be our story?
Will this be our story's ending? Very I love how it's a very, very sad and tragic story being told. And nothing is being too graphically shown or anything like that. And it is leaving it up to your imagination. But it's definitely heartbreaking as he's singing on the plane that has no people in it. And the only thing that's really left in the plane is his daughter's backpack with his daughter's teddy bear. Because they were on that plane to go see him and surprise him, even though, because he couldn't make it home for the surprise that they were making for him. So they were going to be the surprise. And then as the plane is going down, we all have our phones on airplane mode. You have to turn it off. See all the lights that are flashing outside the windows of the plane, even though it's probably technically not moving. This is probably him in his imagination, but obviously, what's the word? Representing the storm that the plane was in.
Or is it a new beginning? I could be your prince, your hero, your romance. You hold our destiny inside your head.
Like every little scene that they have in this video matches with like something that's being sung. Like here, you hold our destiny inside your hands. Now, obviously, if you're listening to the song on its own, you're not thinking of two pilots in the plane. But the story that's being shown in the video, it matches with this song lyric. Just kind of like when they were getting into the taxi, and Dimash asked, is this the beginning? Will this be our story's ending? Like as they're getting into the cab, right? Or will this be like another beginning or something like that? Or is it a new beginning? Will this be our story's ending? And it's very interesting because if you use your imagination and you understand the tragedy that's being portrayed here, physically speaking, it is an ending of their story, physically speaking. Now, depending on like what your beliefs are, the afterlife and all of that, is he, saying that there's going to be a new beginning because he's going to see them again one day? I'm not quite sure if that's the situation, or if he says, or will this be a new beginning? Perhaps maybe a new beginning for him of hurt, pain, and regret. And I'm just the way it's lining up with the story that's being told in the video. So it's just very interesting because then, you hold our destiny inside your hands, and then they show the two pilots because everybody's destiny on that plane was in their hands. Now, they didn't show in the video, like, why the plane was going down. It didn't give, like, was it a malfunction in the plane? Was it I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I know I'm probably like overthinking this and over analyzing the video, but it is a story that he's telling. So this is Dimash presenting a story to us. So I just want to make sure that I'm understanding it to the best of my ability so that I can show respect for this script that was written that goes along with also this beautiful composition that was written as well. So let me just kind of like get to the part where she answers the phone. Yeah, this is the most replayed section here. Let me just go from here and then we'll go down to the end. Obviously, the first half of the video, it's really telling the story of, love at first sight, how they grew up together and they ended up together. But what a tragic, tragic ending. I'll love you forever until my dying breath.
My dying breath, I'll never be afraid to let it show. Each time I close my eyes, I see you're here with me. I will give it all to hold you near to me, yet you'll always just beyond my reach. But how my arms are hanging to embrace you, together you inside them and the rest all their heart, their regret for our son are sincere.
Him saying for our sun hasn't set, but him doing it in that breathy tone, it adds like that aspect of tragedy. It adds emotion to it, He could have sung it in a high-pitched note. He could have sung it in a low register, but he decided to do it in this breathy tone, which, sometimes it's just, it can convey loss, tragedy, and that's how my mind is interpreting it, Let me know how you guys interpret it.
I believe love's not over yet. Will this be our story's ending? Or is it a new beginning? I could be your prince, your hero, your romance. You hold our destiny inside your hands. I close my eyes, I see you here with me. I will give it all to hold you near to me, yet you always just beyond my reach. But how my arms are hanging to embrace you, together you inside them and erase all their hurt,
Yeah, that last look from the pilot, that right there, you know, like, it definitely shows that the plane went down, for sure. You know, their luggage is still up there, the backpack, the teddy bear. Um, they never made it off the plane. And so it's a very, very well done, well shot video, music video slash little short film, I guess you could say. And very, very tragic, very, very sad. And I like how he just leaves it to your imagination. You know, he leaves everything obvious without being graphic, you know. It's definitely meant to pull at your heartstrings, invoke imagination, and then pull you in that way. Let's just finish off this last. Mm. I would imagine that at that point he knew, you know, because when the plane goes down, then all of a sudden it's all over the news, right? And that's the only thing that's on the news. So I'm going to assume, since he's kind of leaving it up to your imagination, I'm gonna assume that that he heard the announcement of the plane crash, and he's, you know, maybe he's going to the hospital to identify them. Maybe he's not driving to the airport or to the crash site. I would imagine that it would be blocked off and nobody would be allowed there anyways. So maybe he has to go and identify, are these your loved ones? You know, either way, it's it's a heartbreaking song. It's a very heartbreaking video. Um, but also very well done. It was very tastefully done too. Like I said, it wasn't graphic. It does leave it up to your imagination while at the same time being obvious in the story. So very, very well done. Very brilliant. So thank you again. Thank you, Linda Jones 6251, for recommending this one. And I'm going to go ahead and end this reaction because it's like literally like 40 minutes. I didn't expect it to be 40 minutes, but I did want to give Dimash the respect and the, you know, the time to really not just view it and then just view it, but, you know, he put so much time into it and everybody else that was involved in the making of this. And I wanted to make sure that, you know, I got the most out of it, at least for a first time watch. So thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to have the link to the original video in the description. Dimash's socials in the description as well. And in the description will be all of my socials. You can follow me on Instagram, friend me on Facebook. You can join my Discord. And more importantly, there's my Patreon. I do have over 215 exclusive bonus videos over there. All the block videos go there, and everything goes over there for early access viewing. And so I hope to see you there. Thank you so much, everybody. And I will catch you in the next one.